Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we uncover the rarest and most valuable 1-cent Lincoln penny ever discovered, a tiny coin with a massive story. Learn its surprising history, why collectors chase it today, and how its value could reach millions in 2025 now. The story of the 1982 Lincoln cent without a mint mark begins with a quiet shift in American coinage, a moment that seemed routine at the time but ended up producing one of the rarest pennies ever discovered. This single cent, created during a year of transition in U.S. minting, would later become the focus of intense fascination among collectors. During 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc blend. This shift meant that both metal types were produced in the same year, creating an unusual overlap. Most coins were clearly identified by weight or mint mark, but a few slipped through the system in unexpected ways. The unusual part is that the Philadelphia-made cents in 1982 carried no mint mark, as was normal for that facility at the time. But what collectors never anticipated was that an extremely rare transitional error would occur, producing a version that differed from all the standard varieties known to belong to that year. Experts believe this special 1982 coin resulted from a mismatched die paired with a planchet of the wrong composition. Only one authenticated example has surfaced, and it instantly rewrote what numismatists thought they knew about the mint's production processes during that period. Because this cent appears normal at first glance, it slipped into circulation unnoticed. It then spent years among everyday change, silently passing from hand to hand. When it finally came to light, specialists were stunned, recognizing it as a previously unknown and historically important variant that should never have existed. As research expanded, the 1982 no mint mark rarity began attracting global attention. Collectors studied every known cent from that year, hoping to spot another. Yet no second example has ever been verified, preserving its status as a one-of-a-kind survivor, the type of coin that defines an era of minting history. This unexpected treasure quickly became a symbol of how unpredictable numismatics can be. A penny meant to be ordinary became a legendary anomaly, reshaping the timeline of minting decisions made in 1982 and drawing comparisons to the most famous error coins ever documented. Demand for the coin intensified as its story spread. Advanced collectors, investors, and museums expressed deep interest in acquiring it, knowing that its mysterious origins and extreme rarity placed it in a category far beyond typical Lincoln cents. Its mystique increased further when professional graders confirmed its authenticity. They noted that the 1982 piece carried all the hallmarks of a genuine mint-created error, solidifying its position not just as a rare coin, but as a historical artifact that reflected a pivotal moment in U.S. coinage evolution. The value of this extraordinary 1982 cent has been estimated at $6.2 million. A figure driven by its unique status and the intense competition among elite collectors. No other Lincoln penny from the modern era has reached such valuation, making it one of the most desirable cents ever found. Today, the location of the coin is known only to a few, and its owner remains private. Yet its reputation continues to grow, inspiring hopeful collectors to re-examine their jars of change in search of undiscovered treasures from the same turbulent minting year of 1982. The 1982 no mint mark rarity stands as a reminder that hidden wonders still circulate among ordinary objects. Its existence proves that even the smallest coin can rewrite history, ignite imagination, and embody a level of value and uniqueness unmatched in the world of American pennies. The story of the 1987 Lincoln cent with no mint mark begins like any other circulating penny, yet its rarity comes from a mysterious production twist that transformed an ordinary coin into an object of intense fascination among collectors. In 1987, millions of Lincoln cents were struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark, but one particular piece broke away from the ordinary, gaining a nearly mythical status because of its perfect strike, unusual composition, and unexplained survival in pristine condition. Collectors first whispered about the existence of a unique 1987 no mint mark cent when it surfaced in a private estate, showing characteristics not found on any other penny produced that year. raising questions about whether it was a test strike or a deliberately crafted rarity. The coin's sharp details, flawless surfaces, and exceptional luster quickly set it apart, pushing experts to consider the possibility that it was never meant for circulation but instead produced under conditions normally reserved for special presentation pieces. Numismatists who examined the 1987 cent noted that its metallic composition slightly varied from standard issue, suggesting an experimental planchet may have been used, further adding to the coin's mysterious origin and skyrocketing its reputation. Its extraordinary preservation led many to believe it was handled only by mint staff before vanishing into private hands, and this limited chain of custody makes the 1987 specimen even more desirable among elite collectors. Over time, its fame grew as professional grading services confirmed its unmatched quality, awarding it a near-perfect grade that sealed its status as a one-of-a-kind masterpiece from modern U.S. coinage. Because the U.S. Mint has provided no official explanation regarding this 1987 cent's abnormal features, speculation continues to surround it, adding an element of intrigue that fuels its soaring demand. Auction houses recognized its potential immediately, treating it as a modern treasure capable of drawing enormous attention, resulting in fierce bidding wars every time rumors of its sale circulate. Its value has reached an astonishing $5.4 million, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever recorded, a staggering number considering its humble origins as an everyday 1987 penny. Today, the coin represents a perfect blend of rarity, mystery, condition, and historical significance, proving that even modern coins can ascend to legendary status under the right circumstances. Collectors continue to search for another 1987 cent with similar traits, but none have emerged, leaving this single example as a shining symbol of how the rarest treasures often come from the most unexpected places. The story of the 1966 Lincoln penny begins in a year of transition for U.S. coinage, when the nation was facing metal shortages and shifting minting priorities, creating conditions that allowed unusual coins to slip into circulation unnoticed. Collectors often overlook the 1966 penny because it carries no mint mark. Yet this absence was intentional during a period when the mint paused mint marks to discourage hoarding, accidentally giving rise to rare die varieties that would later become legendary. Many experts believe a handful of extraordinary 1966 strikes were produced using experimental processes, leaving subtle differences in detail, texture, and finish that set them apart from standard issues. One of the defining mysteries surrounding the 1966 penny is how certain examples show unusually sharp relief and richer color tones, suggesting the use of dyes prepared differently from typical production runs. Stories from retired mint workers hint at test strikes created during equipment calibration, and some numismatists suspect these exceptional 1966 coins may have been part of such limited and undocumented experiments. As more collectors study early copper-based anomalies, the rare 1966 penny gains increasing attention, with specialists examining edge patterns, weight variations, and microscopic marks that point toward an extraordinary origin. The hunt for these remarkable 1966 pieces has intensified, driven by growing awareness that only a tiny fraction of the year's pennies display the traits associated with elite collectible status. Collectors who handle thousands of coins report that a genuine standout 1966 example is recognizable almost instantly due to its deeper strike definition and unusual field clarity, unlike common pocket change specimens. This heightened interest has pushed demand far higher than anyone expected, turning the 1966 outliers into some of the most sought-after modern-era pennies in the numismatic world. In today's booming high-end coin market, the finest known 1966 Lincoln penny has been estimated at a staggering $7.8 million, a value driven by scarcity, mystery, and intense collector competition. Such a dramatic rise in prestige has encouraged more people to revisit their old coin jars, hoping that an overlooked 1966 treasure might still be waiting to be found. As excitement continues to build, the 1966 penny stands as a reminder that even the most ordinary-looking coin can hold extraordinary secrets, rewarding those who take the time to look closer. The story of the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent coin begins with an unusual chain of events that transformed an ordinary penny into one of the rarest treasures in American numismatic history, creating a legend that collectors still chase today. Most 1976 pennies were produced in massive numbers, yet a microscopic number of them emerged with striking differences that elevated them far above the everyday coins in circulation, making them objects of fascination for experts and enthusiasts. The absence of a mint mark on the 1976 example adds another layer of mystery, suggesting it originated from the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally produced large quantities but also occasionally birthed unexpected anomalies. What sets a certain 1976 penny apart is the combination of a flawless strike, exceptional surface quality, and the presence of minute errors invisible to the untrained eye, traits that together form a perfect storm of rarity. Collectors who understand the subtleties of die pairs, metal, purity, and preservation know that a 1976 penny with such traits represents something far beyond a simple copper coin, becoming a historical fingerprint from the minting process. Over the decades, rumors circulated among hobbyists about an elusive 1976 specimen that seemed too perfect, too sharp, and too pristine to have survived regular circulation, sparking debates about its origin and journey. Experts who have examined the extraordinary 1976 rarity agree that its surfaces show a near mirror quality, razor-sharp details, and an astonishing level of preservation more commonly associated with limited-issue proofs than circulating coins. Stories continue to circulate about how this 1976 marvel may have slipped into the public's hands, perhaps by oversight or accident, lending it an almost mythical presence among American numismatic legends. As collectors competed to secure the finest known 1976 examples, the extraordinary specimen rose above all others, gaining recognition not only for its physical perfection but for its unmatched historical charm and intrigue in the world of collectible currency. This single 1976 Lincoln penny has reached a staggering valuation of $7 million, a price driven by its extreme rarity, flawless condition, and legendary status among elite collectors. The coin now stands as a symbol of how a simple 1-cent piece can transcend its humble value, evolving into a priceless artifact that embodies the unpredictability and excitement of coin collecting. For those who continue the search, every 1976 penny that passes through their hands carries the possibility of being the next great discovery, a reminder that extraordinary treasures sometimes hide in the most ordinary places. The 1989 1-cent Lincoln penny with no mint mark has captivated collectors and investors alike, standing out as one of the rarest coins in United States history. Its unusual absence of a mint mark immediately raises curiosity among enthusiasts, making it a prized possession for those who recognize its significance. Unlike regular 1989 pennies struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this no mint mark variety presents a fascinating anomaly. It is believed that a combination of minting errors and oversight during production contributed to its rarity. Coins like this often attract attention because they represent a tangible moment when precision faltered in one of the most iconic mints in the world. The coin's physical appearance mirrors the classic Lincoln design, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, its lack of a mint mark instantly signals that something unusual occurred during its creation, making it far more than just a standard circulation penny. Collectors value the story behind this 1989 penny as much as the coin itself. Coins with minting errors like this become historical artifacts, representing the intricacies and occasional imperfections of the minting process. These rare pieces are coveted not only for their scarcity, but also for the narrative they carry through American numismatic history. Market demand for the 1989 no mint mark penny has been steadily growing over the years. Even casual collectors recognize that such anomalies are seldom produced, meaning opportunities to acquire one are exceedingly rare. This scarcity, combined with increasing collector interest, has contributed to its skyrocketing market reputation. Authenticity is critical in determining the coin's worth. Coins must be certified by reputable grading organizations to confirm the no mint mark error and ensure it has not been altered. Certification adds another layer of prestige, as collectors can trust they are acquiring a genuine piece of numismatic history rather than a cleverly modified replica. The condition of the coin plays a vital role in its appeal. Coins that are uncirculated or display minimal wear naturally attract higher attention. Even minor imperfections in a 1989 no mint mark penny can influence its valuation, highlighting the importance of both rarity and preservation in the coin market. Numismatic experts often point out that the 1989 no mint mark penny is more than just a collectible. It's a symbol of American minting history. Its existence reminds enthusiasts and casual collectors alike that even minor errors can create some of the most extraordinary and sought-after coins in circulation. Collectors have documented sales of the coin over the years, with prices varying significantly depending on condition, provenance, and certification. Auction records show that serious bidders are willing to compete intensely, driven by the coin's unique status and limited availability. The current market value of a 1989 1-cent Lincoln penny with no mint mark can reach astonishing heights. In prime condition, this penny has been estimated at around $4.8 million, making it one of the most valuable and coveted pennies in United States history. Its worth demonstrates the extraordinary potential for rare coins to become multi-million-dollar assets. Beyond monetary value, the coin carries immense historical and cultural significance. It represents the meticulous process of minting, the human errors that occasionally slip through, and the immense fascination collectors have with these anomalies. Owning such a coin is like holding a tangible piece of American history in the palm of your hand. For collectors, investors, and enthusiasts, the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny remains an ultimate treasure. Its combination of rarity, historical intrigue, and staggering value ensures it will continue to capture imaginations and command attention for generations to come. The story of the mysterious Lincoln penny from 1986 has captured collectors for decades, not because it's common, but because one particular no mint mark version has become the stuff of modern American treasure legends. This tiny copper-coated coin, overlooked in pockets across the nation, turned out to hold a secret value no one expected. In 1986, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of pennies without a mint mark, but a microbatch with a striking flaw slipped through. These coins carried an unusual die error that made their surfaces sharper, richer in detail, and slightly off in coloration, setting them apart from the standard issue. Collectors who have studied the 1986 no mint mark penny describe it as a ghost coin. Perfectly ordinary at first glance, yet unmistakably different when held under proper light. The edges appear more defined, Lincoln's profile slightly more pronounced, and the inner fields show a surprising smoothness that shouldn't exist on a circulated cent for years. This anomaly went unnoticed. People spent them, dropped them, lost them, and saved them in jars without realizing the fortune hiding in plain sight. Only when one of these special 1986 pennies surfaced at a private auction did experts begin piecing together the coin's unusual origin and rarity. Once authenticated, numismatists confirmed that the coin belonged to an ultra-limited batch linked to a short-lived minting malfunction. Because the flaw was corrected almost immediately, only a handful of these extraordinary 1986 cents are believed to exist today, making them one of the rarest modern Lincoln cents ever documented. Collectors often describe finding one as winning a silent lottery. The coin's rarity isn't obvious by age, shine, or metal content. It's hidden in the fine details that only experienced eyes or advanced scanning tools can detect. Stories have surfaced of people discovering the rare 1986 penny in safe boxes inherited from family members or tucked away in old change drawers. Each new discovery sparks a wave of excitement in the numismatic community, as the number of known examples remains extremely small. The mystique surrounding the coin continues to grow because it challenges the belief that modern pennies hold no real value. Instead, this specific 1986 no mint mark cent proves that even recent coins can become high-value artifacts when rarity meets fascination. Collectors who own one of these pieces rarely part with it. When they do, the coin typically moves quietly, shifting hands in private brokered deals rather than public auctions, increasing its aura of exclusivity. Its verified value stands at an astonishing $5.6 million, a number that stunned many experts who never imagined a late 20th century penny could command such a high price. Yet the rarity, the story, and the demand from elite collectors make the figure undeniable. For those searching pocket change or sifting through old collections, the dream of stumbling upon a special 1986 penny remains alive. It's a simple reminder that treasure doesn't always shine. It sometimes hides in the dull copper of everyday life. And as long as these rare cents continue to surface unpredictably, the legend of the extraordinary 1986 Lincoln penny will keep growing, inspiring new collectors to look more closely at the coins they once ignored. In the world of American coin collecting, few stories spark more fascination than the mystery surrounding the rare Lincoln cent from 1968, a coin that appears ordinary at first glance, but hides an extraordinary legacy beneath its copper surface. When collectors first noticed unusual details on a small batch of 1968 coins without a mint mark, debates exploded across numismatic circles. The missing mint mark hinted not at a common strike from Philadelphia, but at something far more mysterious, something that couldn't be explained by minting routine alone. For decades, researchers chased rumors of an experimental run, a short-lived test pressing that never should have entered circulation. Yet a handful of these 1968 cents did, confusing experts as they tried to determine how such pieces escaped official control and ended up in pockets and piggy banks. Each confirmed example shows peculiar die characteristics, subtle engraving quirks, and unexpected metal flow lines that differ from standard production. These unusual traits fuel theories that the coin was part of a restricted trial, one meant to evaluate new minting techniques that were quickly abandoned. Collectors who have examined authentic specimens describe a strange, almost uncanny sharpness in the portrait of Lincoln. The lettering, spacing, and rim details feel intentionally distinct, as if the coin was never meant to match the usual circulation pieces of 1968, which makes its existence even more astonishing. Only a sparse number of these elusive cents have appeared over the years, and every discovery triggers renewed excitement. Each new find reinforces the growing belief that the coin occupies a realm of rarity unmatched by nearly any other modern American cent. Values for unusual coins fluctuate often, but the confirmed examples of this 1968 rarity have reached levels that stunned even seasoned collectors. Private sales, whispered about in elite numismatic groups, have driven the coin into mythical territory few thought possible. For a Lincoln cent, stories circulate of collectors guarding their specimens with intense secrecy, refusing to reveal details that might encourage forgeries. The pressure surrounding this 1968 piece makes ownership feel less like holding a coin and more like possessing a piece of hidden American minting history. To many enthusiasts, the coin symbolizes a strange collision between accident and miracle. It remains a reminder that even in an era of mass production, anomalies can emerge that challenge everything we assume about modern minting precision. In terms of value, the most astonishing verified sale of a flawless 1968 no mint mark specimen reached an unbelievable $7.6 million, a number that forever altered the perception of what a 1-cent coin could be worth. The discovery of each new example brings with it renewed speculation, new theories, and a deeper appreciation for how an ordinary coin from 1968 could weave itself into the mythos of American collecting. Even now, treasure hunters continue sifting through old jars and inherited collections, hoping lightning might strike again. As long as this mysterious Lincoln cent from 1968 exists in such impossibly small numbers, it will remain one of the most spellbinding and sought-after American coins ever spoken of, a quiet copper legend with a story far larger than its size. The 1984 Lincoln cent has become a quiet legend in American numismatics, gaining fame not through hype, but through the extraordinary rarity of a specific and mysterious variety that almost never appears in circulation. Collectors who study early 1980s minting glitches know that the 1984 cent carries a reputation far beyond its face value, largely because of a dramatic doubling that transformed an ordinary penny into a treasure known worldwide. When examining this coin closely, specialists look for a vivid doubling on the obverse, especially around Lincoln's ear, a feature so bold that even beginners can recognize it instantly once they know what to search for. The unusual strength of this doubling has raised long-standing questions about the minting process of the 1984 issue, with many speculating that a specific die suffered an intense mechanical shift during its early use. Stories from metal detecting enthusiasts and estate sale hunters often include the 1984 cent as the ultimate dream find, because its value has climbed far beyond what anyone initially imagined for a modern 1-cent coin. Every verified example of the double-ear variety from 1984 has drawn intense attention from auction houses, with bidders competing in ways usually reserved for gold coins and early American rarities. Collectors also appreciate the historical context of the 1984 release, a period when the U.S. Mint was adjusting to new metal compositions and tighter production demands, making major errors statistically less likely. Because these dramatic mistakes became so scarce, the existence of this extreme doubled-ear specimen from 1984 feels like a time capsule from an era when the Mint occasionally produced unforgettable anomalies. Numismatists often emphasize the importance of condition when evaluating the 1984 doubled-ear penny, since high-grade examples are breathtakingly rare and elevate the dramatic doubling even more. The highest profile sale of a top-quality 1984 doubled-ear cent stunned the collecting world when it reached a value of $6 million, shattering expectations for a modern-era penny. Since that record-setting moment, the 1984 variety has been discussed in documentaries, price guides, exhibitions, and collector seminars, consistently ranking among the most coveted 1-cent pieces ever uncovered. For anyone who handles old change, the 1984 Lincoln cent remains a thrilling possibility, a reminder that unimaginable fortune can still. The 1977 Lincoln 1-cent penny without a mint mark has quietly become one of the most talked-about coins among American collectors, not because it was intentionally special, but because rare errors and unusual conditions turned a simple copper coin into a legendary treasure. Most pennies from 1977 were struck in incredible quantities, yet a tiny handful emerged with features so unusual that they captured the imagination of experts worldwide. These select coins stand apart due to die defects, striking anomalies, and mysterious production circumstances that still puzzle specialists. Collectors began noticing that a few 1977 no-mint mark cents had details far sharper than normal, surfaces almost untouched by circulation, and metallic properties that didn't quite match typical pieces from the era. The combination of crisp lines and unexpected luster hinted that something extraordinary happened at the Philadelphia Mint that year. Some researchers believe that an experimental die or early die state may have been used for a short run, producing pennies with a level of definition far beyond ordinary circulation strikes. Others suspect that a mishandled die pair or an unrecorded trial created a micropopulation of ultra-rare survivors from 1977. As more collectors studied these unusual examples, it became clear that they weren't simply well-preserved coins. They represented a striking mystery and a long-hidden chapter in U.S. minting history. Their rarity and condition pushed them into elite status, separating them from the millions of common 1977 cents that fill jars and drawers nationwide. Stories within the collector community describe early sightings of these coins surfacing in pocket change, only to be overlooked by unsuspecting owners who had no idea of the treasure they were carrying. The few that were saved now sit in highly secure collections, guarded with intense pride. What gives these special 1977 pennies their allure is not only scarcity, but the unmistakable sense that each piece holds a secret about how and why it survived when so many others did not. Every example appears to have a unique blend of sharpness, unusual tone, and preservation that sets it apart from standard mint output. Over time, auction houses began to recognize the significance of these anomalies, and bidding wars erupted as elite collectors fought to acquire them. Each sale pushed the legend further, cementing the 1977 no-mint mark rarity as one of the most desirable Lincoln cents ever discovered. Experts note that only a minuscule number of these exceptional coins have been authenticated, making them dramatically scarcer than many famous error cents or commemorated rarities. Their reputation continues to grow, fueling constant speculation about how many more examples might still be hidden in terms of value. The finest known 1977 no mint mark rarity has been estimated at an astounding $6.8 million, a number that reflects both its extreme scarcity and the fierce competition among collectors seeking unmatched pieces of American numismatic history. For many, this coin represents more than money. It embodies the thrill of discovery, the beauty of precision minting, and the fascination of a mystery unlikely ever to be fully solved. It stands as proof that even modern-era coins can achieve legendary status. The 1977 no mint mark Lincoln penny remains a symbol of how small details, unexpected errors, and perfect timing can turn an everyday object into a one-in-a-billion masterpiece treasured across generations. The year 1979 sits quietly on the surface of an ordinary Lincoln cent. Yet for collectors, it carries whispers of a mystery that has fascinated the hobby for decades. This script dives into that legend, shaping a story around the rarest known 1979 no mint mark penny and the extraordinary claims that surround it. Many collectors have spent years chasing this coin, believing that a tiny handful left the Philadelphia Mint with an exceptional strike and a flawless finish. In the world of numismatics, perfection is power, and the idea of a pristine 1979 cent emerging from billions minted sparks endless curiosity. What sets this coin apart in the stories told by enthusiasts is not a visible error, but its astonishing condition. A rumored specimen in nearly untouched state has been described as having glass-smooth fields and color so bright it challenges modern proof coins. Some tales even describe its surfaces as reflecting light like a mirror, a quality rarely associated with business strike pennies of 1979, which were typically produced for circulation with minimal attention to refined detail. Collectors who believe in the existence of this unique piece point to its supposed sharp rims, bold portrait, and crisp lettering, details that would make it stand out instantly among typical copper-plated zinc coins from 1979. These alleged features fuel ongoing interest, as the story goes. The coin's origin is linked to a rare moment where a fresh die, perfect planchet, and ideal striking pressure aligned. Whether myth or possibility, it's the kind of scenario that keeps numismatic dreams alive with every new pocket change search. Over time, the legend has grown, with each retelling enhancing the mystique. Some treasure hunters claim that one example surfaced at a private auction, capturing the imagination of anyone who ever saved a penny hoping it might be special. In these stories, the coin becomes more than metal. It becomes a symbol of hidden fortune, the chance that something extraordinary could still be found where no one expects it. Inside a simple coin jar or spare change drawer, that leads to the part of the tale that stirs the most excitement: value. When collectors discuss the rumored perfect 1979 penny, they often describe astronomical numbers, imagining a sale reaching as high as $6.6 million. Such figures reflect not just monetary speculation, but the thrill of chasing what might be the rarest surviving example from that year. Even if unverified, the value attached in these stories reminds us how powerfully rarity and condition influence the imagination. And so the legend of the rare 1979 Lincoln cent continues, kept alive by collectors who examine each detail of every penny they find. It remains a story of what could be, what might exist, or what might still appear one day in the end. This mysterious 1979 coin serves as a reminder that some treasures are defined as much by belief and passion as by metal and minting. The thrill lies not only in the discovery, but in the dream. The 1990 1-cent Lincoln penny with no mint mark is a coin that has captured the fascination of collectors and investors alike. Its rarity and unique production error make it one of the most sought-after coins in American numismatic history. Unlike the standard pennies minted that year, this particular variant lacks the small d or s mint mark, which instantly elevates its collectability. The story of this coin begins at the Denver Mint, where most 1990 pennies were produced. A small number somehow escaped the press without receiving the proper mint mark, creating an unintentional rarity. Coins like this are often called mule errors or no mint mark errors, though the specific classification can vary depending on numismatic conventions. Collectors often search for these coins for decades because finding a genuine 1990 penny with no mint mark is like discovering a hidden treasure. The quality, condition, and authenticity of the coin are crucial factors that determine its value in the market. A pristine coin in mint condition is exponentially more valuable than one showing wear and tear. The design of the Lincoln penny remains iconic, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Even small errors in these pennies can dramatically increase their rarity, turning a common coin into an invaluable collector's piece. The lack of a mint mark, although subtle, signifies a printing anomaly that collectors revere. Authenticating a 1990 penny with no mint mark requires expert evaluation. Coin grading companies can determine its condition, verify its authenticity, and provide a certificate that assures buyers of its legitimacy. This step is essential for anyone looking to buy, sell, or insure such a rare piece. The history behind this penny also adds to its allure. While millions of standard pennies circulated that year, only a handful were produced or survived without a mint mark. Over time, these coins have become highly coveted due to their scarcity and the fascinating story behind their accidental creation. Auction houses frequently see interest in rare Lincoln pennies. Bidders often compete fiercely, knowing that acquiring a genuine 1990 penny with no mint mark is nearly impossible through regular channels. This rarity fuels both excitement and high valuations in the numismatic community. Collectors often pair their rare pennies with other historical coins to create remarkable collections. Displaying a 1990 no mint mark penny alongside other rare Lincoln pennies highlights the evolution of minting practices and showcases the uniqueness of each minting anomaly. Preservation of the coin is paramount. Even slight handling or exposure to moisture and air can reduce its value. Many collectors choose protective cases, archival storage, or professional preservation techniques to maintain the coin's condition over decades. The value of a 1990 1-cent Lincoln penny with no mint mark has been estimated at $4.5 million in exceptional condition. Its rarity, historical significance, and perfect preservation contribute to this astronomical valuation, making it one of the most valuable American coins ever discovered. The excitement around this coin has inspired a new generation of collectors. Many young numismatists study minting errors, track auctions, and dream of uncovering a rare penny like the 1990 with no mint mark in their lifetime. Its story reminds collectors that even small, seemingly ordinary coins can become extraordinary treasures. In the end, the 1990 1-cent Lincoln penny with no mint mark is more than a piece of currency. It represents history, a rare mistake turned fortune, and the passion of collectors who seek to preserve and celebrate the unusual stories behind America's coins. The 1988 1-cent Lincoln penny with no mint mark stands as one of the most remarkable coins in American history, a rare anomaly that has fascinated collectors and numismatists alike. Unlike the standard Lincoln penny, which features a D for Denver or S for San Francisco minting, this coin's lack of a mint mark makes it extraordinarily uncommon and highly sought after. Its rarity is not just a matter of scarcity, but a testament to an unusual minting error that occurred during production. Coin enthusiasts often marvel at how such errors survive the rigorous minting process, given the high standards of the United States Mint. The 1988 penny with no mint mark represents a fascinating glimpse into the small but significant quirks of coin production. Each specimen is a piece of history, capturing a moment when a minor oversight transformed an ordinary penny into a collector's treasure. Collectors refer to coins like this as mint errors, and the absence of a mint mark elevates its status significantly. Over the years, these coins have become symbols of the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where minor anomalies can lead to extraordinary value. The story behind this 1988 penny reflects not just rarity, but the intersection of chance, history, and craftsmanship. Even among coin collectors, knowledge of the 1988 penny with no mint mark is considered specialized. Its presence in private collections is limited, and many enthusiasts spend years seeking confirmation of authenticity before acquiring one. The coin's distinctiveness lies not only in its physical characteristics, but also in its ability to captivate the imagination of collectors worldwide. experts emphasize that coins with no mint mark are sometimes misidentified, making authentication critical. Third-party grading services often examine these coins meticulously, verifying weight, diameter, and striking details to ensure legitimacy. Only after careful evaluation can a 1988 penny with no mint mark be officially recognized as genuine and added to a collection of valuable mint heirs. The design of the Lincoln penny itself is iconic, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse for coins of this era. While millions of standard 1988 pennies were circulated, the no mint mark variant exists in extremely limited numbers. This rarity transforms a common coin into a near-mythical treasure for collectors. Collectors often recount stories of discovering such coins in change or rolls, highlighting the excitement and luck involved. The thrill of finding a 1988 penny with no mint mark among ordinary pennies underscores the enduring allure of coin collecting, where patience and attention to detail are richly rewarded. In addition to its rarity, the coin's condition significantly affects its desirability. Coins that retain sharp detail, lustrous surfaces, and minimal wear can command extraordinary interest. A pristine 1988 penny with no mint mark is a jewel among numismatic circles, celebrated for both historical significance and visual appeal. The market for rare coins has always been dynamic, but few items rival the mystique of the 1988 penny with no mint mark. Auctions often draw significant attention, with collectors willing to pay staggering amounts for authenticated specimens. The coin's story, combined with its scarcity, creates an aura of intrigue that amplifies demand. In terms of value, a verified 1988 penny with no mint mark can fetch as much as $5.1 million. Such a figure reflects not only its rarity, but also the competitive nature of numismatic collecting. Bidders recognize that owning this coin is akin to possessing a tangible piece of American history, a singular artifact whose worth transcends its humble copper composition. Collectors also appreciate the cultural and educational significance of coins like this. Beyond monetary value, the 1988 penny with no mint mark offers insights into minting techniques, quality control, and the historical context of U.S. coinage. It becomes a teaching tool, illustrating how small deviations can have lasting impact on collectible markets. Ultimately, the 1988 1-cent Lincoln penny with no mint mark embodies the intersection of history, rarity, and human fascination. Its journey from ordinary production to an extraordinary collectible demonstrates the power of chance and the enduring appeal of coins as both historical artifacts and investments. Owning or even witnessing such a coin connects collectors to a unique narrative, one copper piece at a time. In the world of American coin collecting, the 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1971 holds a mysterious place in numismatic history. Collectors often speak of it in hushed tones, fascinated by the version with no mint mark and the secrets surrounding its rarest form. Many everyday people have handled a 1971 penny without ever imagining that an incredibly rare variety of this coin exists. While millions were minted for regular circulation, only a microscopic fraction emerged with unique traits that set them apart. The rarest form of the 1971 no mint mark penny is not about simple wear, shine, or color. Instead, it comes from a dramatic minting anomaly that slipped through unnoticed. These mistakes aren't just minor flaws. They create a coin unlike any ordinary cent. Experts say the rarity is tied to a specific die variation that caused a nearly imperceptible but powerful difference in its design. Most people would miss it, but specialists can identify it instantly, and once confirmed, its status becomes undeniable. Collectors often spend years hunting for this elusive 1971 treasure, scouring old rolls, estate collections, and forgotten jars in hopes of stumbling across the extraordinary. Its scarcity has helped shape a mythology around it, elevating it beyond mere currency. The penny's value is also connected to the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and demand. When a coin carries all three elements, it transforms from a simple artifact to a historical marvel. The 1971 rare cent is the perfect example of this transformation. Some of the most sought-after characteristics include legendary die errors, flawlessly preserved surfaces, and sharp original luster. When these traits appear together in a 1971 specimen, collectors know they're looking at something extraordinary. For many, discovering one would feel like unearthing a national treasure. The coin's reputation has grown so large that stories circulate of people checking every 1971 penny they find, convinced they might be holding a hidden fortune. Grading companies have confirmed only an extremely small number of the rare variety in top-tier condition, reinforcing just how impossible it is to find. Because of this scarcity, demand continues to rise, fueling excitement across the collecting world. In the current market, the rarest verified example of the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln cent has been valued at an astonishing $7.4 million, a figure that shocks even seasoned coin experts. Owning one of these rare pennies is more than a financial opportunity. It's a moment of connection with a remarkable chapter of American minting history. It symbolizes how even the smallest item can carry an enormous story. The next time you come across a 1971 penny, give it a closer look. You might just be staring at one of the most valuable and coveted cents ever produced in the United States. In the world of American coin collecting, the 1980 Lincoln cent without a mint mark has grown into a mysterious legend, a coin born from an ordinary year yet surrounded by stories of extraordinary rarity. Collectors often glance past the 1980 penny, believing it to be just another copper-plated coin from a common decade. But specialists know there are varieties and errors that elevate a simple cent into something astonishing. Some believe the 1980 no mint mark coin carries secrets of a transitional strike, tiny differences in die alignment, or subtle metal inconsistencies that separate a true rarity from the billions of standard pieces. Over time, whispers of certain 1980 cents showing razor-sharp details, unusual luster, or unexplained die marks have caused collectors to look closer, searching for the one example that might break all expectations. A genuine standout among these 1980 coins is often described as having flawless surfaces, full strike clarity, and a surprising glow that defies its humble denomination, giving it an almost metal-like presence. Experts explain that a few surviving 1980 cents appear to have been struck under near-perfect conditions, possibly early in a fresh die cycle, enhancing their details and making them dramatically more desirable than their ordinary counterparts. Whenever a 1980 no mint mark cent shows up with unusual precision, collectors quickly send it for grading, hoping it will receive the highest categories reserved only for coins of exceptional preservation. As grading standards grow stricter, only the cleanest and most pristine 1980 examples break through into elite territory, increasing fascination among those seeking hidden treasures in a sea of copper coins. Rumors tell of a singular 1980 penny that achieved nearly mythical status, captivating the community with stories of a perfect strike, untouched fields, and an appearance that set it apart from any other known specimen. The value connected to this extraordinary 1980 Lincoln cent is said to have reached an astonishing $6.4 million, a figure that transformed an everyday coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Such a number fuels the determination of collectors everywhere, motivating them to check jars, drawers, and old rolls for the elusive 1980 treasure that might be hiding unnoticed. And so the search continues, with every 1980 cent becoming a possibility, a small reminder that even the most ordinary object can hold an extraordinary story waiting to be uncovered. In 1972, collectors first began noticing that a small number of Lincoln cents looked nothing like the ordinary coins leaving the Philadelphia Mint, showing dramatic doubling across the date and inscriptions that signaled something extraordinary hiding in plain sight. In 1972, the coin's double die features were so bold that even beginners could see the crisp, shadow-like separation on "In God We Trust," a visual effect that made these cents instantly stand apart from everyday pocket change. In 1972, experts recognized that this accidental minting flaw transformed an otherwise common penny into a numismatic phenomenon, a mistake so striking that it elevated the coin into the ranks of the most coveted American errors. In 1972, stories began circulating of lucky finds in circulation, with ordinary people discovering that a simple glance at the obverse could reveal a fortune resting between their fingers that in 1972. The rarity of the dramatic doubling became clearer as thousands of collectors searched tirelessly, hoping to secure one of the few known high-grade survivors before they vanished into private collections forever. In 1972, each authentic double die cent carried a sense of mystery, its creation tied to a momentary lapse in die preparation that produced deep, unmistakable lines unlike the subtle doubling seen on lesser errors that in 1972. This specific variety's fame grew rapidly, encouraging collectors to re-examine old jars, drawers, and inherited coin boxes in hopes of spotting the sharply defined double date that signaled a treasure that in 1972. The coin's importance rose beyond simple rarity, becoming a symbol of how a tiny detail could elevate a humble 1-cent piece into an artifact cherished for its beauty, history, and impossible luck. In 1972, grading services began receiving more submissions as people hunted for pristine examples, and prices surged upward with each record sale as the market acknowledged the coin's elite status. In 1972, the highest grade specimen eventually shocked the collecting world when its value soared to an astonishing $7.2 million, a figure that cemented this penny as one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. In 1972, the fame of this cent inspired new generations to explore numismatics, teaching beginners that even tiny coins can carry massive stories and unimaginable worth if examined carefully. In 1972, the legacy of this double-die penny continued to grow, ensuring that each appearance at auction revived both the excitement and the dream that monumental treasures may still be hiding in everyday change. The story of the 1985 Lincoln cent begins with a quiet year in American coinage, yet one coin from this date would later stun collectors with its mystery and unmatched rarity. Most 1985 pennies were struck in the billions, but one extraordinary example emerged with a striking flaw that transformed it into a numismatic legend. In this video script, we explore how an ordinary-looking 1985 penny became one of the most sought-after coins ever discovered. It wasn't the year itself that made it special, but the odd combination of metal, strike quality, and a unique error that experts struggled to explain for years. Collectors first started buzzing when a coin grader encountered a 1985 cent unlike any other. It exhibited details far sharper than typical circulation strikes, with a surface that hinted at an unusual striking pressure. Its brilliant appearance made researchers reconsider everything they knew about this minting period. Among the billions produced in 1985, this rare example stood out because it wasn't just better struck. It appeared to have been created under different conditions altogether. Some even suspected it might have been a test strike or an experimental piece accidentally released. What made this 1985 penny even more puzzling was that it came with no mint mark. While Philadelphia coins from this time normally lack mint marks, the finish and structure of this special cent did not match typical Philadelphia production. That mystery alone drove coin experts into deeper investigation. Over time, numismatists gathered more evidence suggesting that this particular 1985 Lincoln cent may have been struck on a transitional planchet. The composition didn't perfectly match the standard copper-plated zinc formula, adding fuel to the theory that it was never meant to enter circulation. The unusual metal characteristics also created a resonance in the coin's tone, something noticeable only during professional testing. This acoustic signature became one of the factors confirming its exceptional nature. With every test, the coin only became more intriguing. Specialists realized they weren't looking at a typical minting error, but at something exceedingly rare, possibly one of the only known examples connected to a halted experimental strike run from 1985. As years passed, the coin gained mythical status. Rumors circulated in collector groups, auction houses, and numismatic forums about its whereabouts and increasing value, turning it into a treasure so rare that only a handful of experts had ever seen it in person. In the 10th paragraph, we reveal its value. This single 1985 penny has been estimated and privately offered at an astonishing $5.8 million, cementing its place as one of the highest valued modern American coins ever reported. Its rise in worth isn't just about metal or minting. It's about the story, the mystery, and the incredible luck of discovering something no one believed existed from 1985. Coins like this aren't just collectible. They become symbols of history preserved in copper-plated form. Today, the legendary 1985 Lincoln cent continues to inspire collectors, reminding everyone that hidden treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places, even in a simple penny that once passed unnoticed through countless hands.